So this is my first real estate video shoot. I already came this morning around sunrise and shot all my sunrise shots. So I shot all the outside, all the inside. So to try to get the best lighting, because that's what the full-time filmmaker guys says. So basically I just took notes on everything that they said in their videos for the FTF guys. And that's all the stuff that I'm using as far as like tips, whatever. So the gear I'm using the RS3 Mini, DJI RS3 Mini, and then this is my main shooter, which is the Canon EOS RP. It shoots 4K, but I can't shoot 60 frames per second 4K, so I'm shooting in full HD or whatever. 60 frames per second, try to slow it down, and then manual focus. So earlier today, I didn't have to put on any of the house lights, so now I have to put all the house lights on because it's like twilight right now. With all the house lights on, all the lights are different colors, so I'm gonna have to change probably my color temperature every room. I was gonna try to catch the sunset on the house, but I'm gonna end up using probably the sunrise shot for the house because it's got really tall trees over here and I came a little bit too late. So the sunrise, there was no sun on the house at all, so I didn't even film the outside of the house. I'm gonna wait till it gets dark. Oh, and I got the gimbal set to slow because earlier this morning I was filming and then I noticed when I was editing some of it down that there's a little bit of like jerkiness to it. Yes, because I had the follow mode on medium, so I just put it on slow so it's much smoother, and I don't think I'm gonna have that problem now. So I probably come in this way, punch in this way. The other thing is I don't have a super duper wide lens. The widest, this is my kit lens, is 24 to 240. That's the widest I have. I don't have like a 16 mil or 15 mil. So I'm trying to get this stuff done with the stuff that I have. Hopefully this stuff turns out fine. Go ahead and shoot this. All right, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna grab the garage real quick. Same thing, I'm already focused on the back. Trying to shoot as many shots as I can. That way, one of them doesn't turn out, I'll have something else to choose from. The other thing too is because this lens isn't super wide, every time I try to go into a room and then do a slight pan, I have to keep the camera super tight to the wall because it's not a super wide lens. So these lights, you can tell, are far more yellow. I'm gonna dial down the white balance, bring the color temperature way down. That way I don't have to fiddle with this stuff as much while we're editing because I'm shooting 8-bit color right now. That's what the RP shoots in, and it doesn't have as much info as I would like. So I've already shot this room a little bit earlier, but it was from the other doorway. There's 2 separate doorways. So I'm gonna shoot it from this, walking with this way, and then the same thing with the kitchen. I shot the kitchen from that way, so now I'm gonna shoot it this way. That way we have the most options, and depending on the way we want to edit it later. That was nice, okay. Okay, well, let's move down to the basement. See, like this room I didn't shoot earlier because it has no sunlight anyway, so I knew I was gonna have to shoot it underneath this type of light anyway. Color temperature's all right, it's not terrible. This is pretty like daylight temperature, but this one's more yellow, you can tell. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this room first, that way I don't have to worry about fiddling with the white balance yet. Go over here, make sure that my focus, okay, make sure the manual focus is set to the back wall. Okay, the back window centered. Okay. Same thing over here, you can see how yellow that room is. Change the color temperature, but it's hard because this room is literally yellow, so it's probably better than earlier because earlier when I shot during sunrise, the sunlight was coming right through these basement windows really, really well. But this room was kind of dark and then the window was blown out. But now, since I have the room lit up at night and it's a little bit darker outside, the window light is exposed better. All right, the bathroom, because this bathroom is really set up kind of weird. If I come in from this angle right here and go straight in, then you can't really see the vanity or anything, and then the toilet's hidden behind the wall anyway. So what I might do is come this way. I'll come right back here to this bathroom. This might be it actually right here. That looks better. Coming down this hallway, I really like these lines coming down to the door, so I might just film this just in case I want to use it. And then I also want to get a shot of like looking up towards that chandelier because that's really nice looking. Up, down. For the banister, so you can kind of get the feel you're going upstairs. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. Couple of things. This house isn't staged. The feel for the whole video is kind of, I don't want to say blah, but it's just not staged. Everything looks better if it was staged, obviously. So if there's beds and couches and stuff like that, it'd look a lot better. But here, there's not. The other thing is small rooms. And so, like I said, with the 24 millimeter, it's just not really wide enough. I would like a 15 or a 16, but we're working with what we got. So hopefully this will do us just fine. I'm gonna do one more shot of this. All right, I'm gonna get a walking shot going this way of the chandelier, because I feel like once you come out of this room and you walk this way, that's like what catches your eye. So I'm just gonna do a kind of like a parallax shot, walking this way of the chandelier. Now this room is super white, like insanely white. Actually, if you look at it, you can see how much more blue it is on the screen. It's kind of weird. So this room, I'm gonna have to crank it back up. But this room I'm not, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the bedroom and the master bathroom first. This bathroom's situated really weird. So you got like the vanity and stuff over here, and then it comes around this way to a toilet on the left and then a big closet, and you wanna showcase the closet probably. So I'm gonna try to do kind of like a big U, like a big walk-in shot coming from about where the door is, and I'm just gonna circle around and then end at the closet, and I think that'll be fine. Okay, except for the fact that there's a big gigantic mirror here. So let's retry it. All right, so now I'm gonna shoot this bedroom last. And look at it on the camera. See how much more blue that bedroom is? Isn't that insane? So now I gotta bump that way up because that light's so white. I gotta bump it way up. So we'll bump her up to, say, 56, because that should be right around where we are sitting. Okay, so that should be good. We're already focused on the back window. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple. I'm gonna do a regular push in, and then I'm gonna do a walking in push in pan. So I'm gonna do a push in like this, push straight in. Okay, then I'm gonna do another one where I walk around the corner and push in, and then pan. Around the corner, bing, and pan. Just like that. Hopefully I don't trip over some shoes. Okay, I'll do. I'm gonna do one push in, and then I'll go to the back and do same thing, an orbital and push in, and then we should be good. Oh my gosh. That was scary. All right, all the filming's done in the house, so now we just gotta take it back to the computer and edit it all down. Final thoughts on the video, on the shoot, on the whole thing. One of the things that I really would have liked to have had on this shoot would be a wider lens. So the lens I was using, like I said in the video, 24 to 240, which was the kit lens when I got the camera. So this widest I could go was 24 millimeter on the full frame, just not wide enough. The other thing would be the aperture. So because of the lens that I'm using, I can only dip down to an aperture 4. That's the lowest aperture I could go. So as far there was a lot of noise that I really didn't like in some of the darker situations that just did not look really good, or at least didn't look as good as I wanted it to. The other thing was I couldn't shoot it in 4K. One of the things about the RP is that it can shoot 4K, but it can't do it in dual pixel autofocus. Well, that doesn't matter with this shoot because I was shooting it with manual focus, right? So I thought, okay, that's great. Well, I can't shoot 4K in 60 frames per second on this camera. So I had to shoot full HD at 60 frames per second with manual focus, which just made the whole overall image just that much softer. So, but there's only so much information there because I couldn't shoot it in 4K. So that was another bummer. Some of the images that I had in the video, which I'll show you here in a second, were out of focus, and that's just a rookie mistake. I've never done this before. A couple of times I forgot to actually set the manual focus, and sometimes even when I set the focus, I wasn't going all the way into the spot. So the thing I'll do next time is I'll go until my frame is full of the subject or the room or whatever it might be, and then I'll set my focus there, take a couple steps back, and then walk into the room. So I failed to do that on a handful of times, and so I paid the price for it. The other thing was trying to nail the white balance a little bit better. I felt a little rushed while I was there, and that's just my brain, but there was a bunch of different color lights in there, especially at night during the nighttime shots. So I need to take my time and do a little bit better of balance of looking at the screen, say, okay, this needs to be a little bit more white, this needs to be a little bit more, cool, warm, whatever, when I'm changing the Kelvin on the color temperature, the white balance on the camera. So those are the final things. Let me know what you think about the video in the comments below. What do you think I should have done better? What do you think I should have that I did good on? All this stuff. So like I said, any comments, questions, and stuff like that, put in the comment box below. Appreciate you guys watching. Oh, and one other thing. I just got a 16 millimeter 2.8 lens for the RP. So I'm gonna shoot this house again, hopefully in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that video. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.